Hi everyone and welcome to a brand new studio vlog where I'm going to be sharing something really exciting with you. Have you ever wondered about creating gifts that have that extra special personal touch? Because that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm really excited to be continuing my partnership with Gelato, which is a print-on-demand platform that is helping me bring more creations to life that I wouldn't necessarily be able to make here in the studio. And today I'm going to be focusing on something that I've wanted to do for a while now, which is personalised wall art prints. But I'm also going to give you a sneak peek into how I create matching gifts too. So if you've come across my content before, you will know that my mission at Sunshine Lane is all about spreading messages of self-care and positivity through the products that I create and the art that I create. And I've always had the idea to play around with personalisation as a way to create that extra level of meaning where you feel as though this gift has been personally selected for you, or it personally is speaking to you with the messages that it's trying to convey. And I'm thinking things like affirmations, self-care reminders that aren't just generic, they're tailored specifically for a friend, a family member, or even for yourself. And so I've had this idea for a while to create something that really speaks to you each day, like Emma's daily dose of calm, or something that has reminders on it of the little messages that we need to keep hearing throughout the days. For a long time, offering this kind of product just felt really complicated, too complicated from a business perspective, to have the task of having to tailor each individual design to take personalisation into account, and for that to be something that I do in-house just felt like time-wise that was a task that I couldn't take on. And so that's meant that this type of product has not been available in the shop before, even though it's something that I have wanted to create. But Gelato has completely opened up that possibility, so it's something that I can now offer alongside my existing product line so that people can personalise the reminders that they want to see themselves or send out to family and friends. So let me show you the creative process. I always start by thinking about what I'm trying to get across in a particular product, and for me I wanted to play around with this idea of these gentle daily reminders, and for it to be a mix of affirmations, things you can do practically for yourself, things you might want to remember about yourself or the world around you, and just to have these gentle prompts that are offered each day without any judgment to give you those little nudges in the right direction. And so I started by brainstorming a list of those things and then reduced it down to 12 options that I was going to create little doodles for, cute little doodles that would represent each of those reminders. So I sat with my iPad. It's been a long time since I've created something this way because I've been using Affinity Designer a lot more and doing more vector illustration after I've done my initial sketches in Procreate. But with this, I did the whole thing in Procreate. I even coloured everything by hand rather than dropping the colours in, and it was a really calm, intentional, arty evening, which I really enjoyed. And then for that final touch, it was going to be uploading it to Gelato and adding those placeholders for the personalised element. So for this one, I wanted you to be able to add a name on, so I designed it as Emma's Daily Reminders, but for you to then be able to personalise it with your own name. I went ahead and logged into my Gelato account and I navigated to the wall art section of their product catalogue. This felt like a really perfect fit for me because having these up in your home or your space, it really becomes a visual part of your day, and you want to have these reminders where you're gonna see it day in, day out. So for me, I'm thinking about having it either up in my office or up in my bedroom when I'm getting ready as like a good mindset start to the day. And so that felt like a really natural fit for me. You can easily choose between different wall art formats, whether it's a poster format, a canvas print, they even have wooden prints, all kinds of products in their wall art section. And their platform generates mock-ups for you, so you can see exactly how your design would look in each of those formats, so you can pick the best one for you without necessarily having to order loads of samples to get an idea of how they would look. It also really speeds up that process of getting it from idea to the end product. So I've been creating my wall art with Gelato in a poster format on their matte paper. I did a previous video where I compared the two, and I actually really loved both the matte and the semi-gloss options that I received, but I just went for a matte option in the end out of personal preference because that's what I've always had in my shop. So having selected that, I uploaded my design and I added in the personalised element. So clicking on their personalization studio, I enabled that to work with my Shopify store. And the first time you do this, you do have to go into your Shopify theme. And if you customize that theme, you will get a little prompt for app embeds on the left-hand side here. And you need to turn Personalization Studio on so that it'll integrate seamlessly with your Shopify store or whatever other e-commerce site you're using. So I did that, and then going back to my individual art print that I was uploading, I then added in some text, and this is going to be my text field that I am personalizing. I set the font to match the other fonts in my print, and then you can set a placeholder, so how it will appear as standard, what the box will say where it says enter name here, for example, to make it really seamless to use within your own Shopify store. You can also set it so that when someone is putting in their name, for example, it will actually show you a live preview of that within the Shopify store. And so people can see how it will look with their own personalized elements before they click buy, which is really useful. The amazing thing with Gelato is now that I've got my wall art print, I don't have to stop there. You can upload your design and see how it would look as is on so many different products, or reformat that design to fit products of different shapes and sizes. So for this design, I decided to create matching mugs because I thought what better than to be sipping a drink and see those lovely mindful messages right there on your cup. It's just so straightforward to adapt your designs from one product to another, and by creating those matching items it means I can just amplify those messages a little bit more. And so you can quickly create a multi-product line that feels really integrated and gives the customer the choice of how they want to receive that message, which is really exciting. You can create little collections with ease. Seeing these personalized pieces in real life, having that impact within people's everyday, that really excites me. If you can just imagine this print up in your space with your name on there, offering those constant gentle reminders just for you, or surprising someone you care about with their own version to champion them on their self-care journey, that's a thought that I really love. So you can offer things like comfort, motivation, encouragement, and that personalization just makes it feel like you've gone that extra mile to give a gift that's really meaningful and thoughtful. So I said earlier on that obviously this is something I would struggle to make in-house because of the time aspect of having to keep recreating these products with different people's personalizations on them. The time aspect of that would just be too much. So how does Gelato make running a personalized business possible and make it really efficient for me to use and other small business owners? This is why I think Gelato really empowers entrepreneurs. Because Gelato prints locally in over 30 countries, my creations get to customers faster with lower shipping costs, plus it's better for the planet because they haven't got to travel as far. And I really love that. It's another way that I can commit to ethical production of products by using a service like this that prints locally to where the customer is and reduces carbon emissions. The fact that they seamlessly integrate with Shopify, with Etsy, and lots of other e-commerce platforms means that it can be really hands-off for me. This is such a key factor because once everything is set up on Gelato, as you saw me do, when orders come in, I don't need to get bogged down in the logistics and printing and shipping of these items. I can just focus on the things that I love the most, which is creating and connecting with all of you. This kind of freedom is absolutely key for scaling my business in a way that is manageable for me. If you saw last week's video, I talked a little bit about burnout and different ways that I'm trying to adapt my business to overcome that so that I'm not running myself into the ground, because we're all only human, and services like Gelato really help me do that. I can reach even more people with my positive messages without needing a massive team or huge investments in stock. And Gelato really supports that unique combination of personalised items with print on demand, which makes it accessible for individual creators like me and maybe for you too. So you only pay for Gelato when you make a sale. When you set up your pricing on Gelato, they have a really handy pricing tool which shows you roughly how much customers usually pay for an item of that type. and then whatever price you set, it shows you what your profit will be after Gelato have taken their cut, and they only charge you to produce that individual item after an order is paid. There are no upfront or ongoing costs, which is really incredible. So it's a risk-free commitment, because it can feel incredibly scary to be paying for things up front if you don't know how many sales you're going to make. So if you're a fellow small business owner who's looking to expand their reach and streamline your business operations, then I really recommend you give Gelato a try. They really empower creators to do what they do best, actually create, which the busier a business gets, the less time you end up having for that. And so that is such a positive for me. So if you click the link in the description below, you can sign up for your free Gelato account and you will get a special offer, which is 50% off any samples ordered within the first 48 hours of signing up. It's the perfect way to test out Gelato for yourself, get some samples, see the quality, and see how you enjoy using the platform, and how easy it is to bring your own personalised items or your own creations to life. So that is a little glimpse into this exciting world of creating personalised art and how Gelato is making that possible for me. So a big thank you again to Gelato for sponsoring this video and supporting me on this journey of growing my business. And thank you for watching. If you found this video inspiring or helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing if you would like to see more behind the scenes of me running my business, as well as tutorials for small business owners. And if you reach this point of the video, comment a artist palette to let me know you reached the end, and let me know what personalised product you would create first if you could, which you can, obviously, by the way, now that I've talked to you about Gelato. So with that said, take care, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye everyone.